We live in a world that has little evidence of the resurrection. So the resurrection stands as a unique, a singular event in the course of history. Nothing like this has ever happened or has happened since. The resurrection is like a single plant growing in a wasteland of death and destruction. In a world where we are surrounded by stories of tragedy and loss, the resurrection is an oddity. So despite 2,000 years of history, Easter remains a mystery to us today. But we gather here to celebrate Easter, something we don't understand. We make it a big date in our calendars. We get flowers, we sing, we dance, we celebrate Easter. But do we really understand it? I think that we can only really understand it if we gather around the empty tomb and if we allow it to change us. I believe Easter is something that has to be experienced, and nothing that Mark could have said would have made us understand it any better. He could have given us every single detail about the resurrection, and it would still not be enough. Now, what is really important is not the details of the resurrection, but the meaning of the resurrection. And we obtained the meaning of Easter. Easter is not a springtime festival. It serves to note that for half the people in the world, the southern half of the hemisphere, it's fall. And Easter doesn't represent something that we're entitled to. It's not a celebration of our independence like the 4th of July is. Eternal life from God is a free gift, not an entitlement program. The resurrection broke the power of this world, which is death. It turned the powers backwards and upside down. Death would no longer be the last word. God would have the last word by raising Jesus from the dead. The resurrection is more than a miracle. More than a miracle. It's a cosmic event that has profound implications for the future. Jesus gives us a preview of what is to come in eternity. But these words, not even my words, are enough to explain Easter. That was a joke, by the way. Easter must be lived in day by day. It must be something that we try on, something that we wear, something that we enter into, something that we allow to transform us. Notice that the angel tells the women to go and tell. Go and tell, he says. Easter is a call to discipleship. Easter is a call to believe and to do something about it. And sometimes realizing great things requires us to believe great things. Now we hear that we should carry the spirit of Christmas with us every day, but it's Easter that's the cornerstone of our faith. So it's the spirit of Easter that we should carry with us every day. The spirit of Easter sees something beyond the power of this world. The spirit of Easter believes in the possibilities that God has shown us. After today, after we celebrate Easter this morning, we may go back to disillusionment. We may surrender back to fear. The women at the tomb did what so many of us often do, default to human standards and human expectations. But as Christians, as Easter people, even though we may not understand Easter, and we may never understand it fully, we are still called to act upon Easter. Ever since that first Easter day, a transformation has been happening. A new awakening has been taking place in the lives of people, and we are called to be part of it. Easter is about the future. What are the things that we imagine a good future to be? Is it a world without hunger, without violence and sickness? People living longer and people living better? Is it a world without pollution? Is it good jobs for everyone who wants them? Is it a world without any unwanted children? Is it a world with free homemade lasagna every night? Whatever it is that you imagine a better world to be, Easter is even better than that. It represents the unimagined possibilities, and the resurrection of Jesus is just the beginning. Jesus is out there. Jesus is ahead of us, just as he was ahead of the disciples, waiting for them in Galilee. Jesus is waiting for us in Green Township, in downtown Sydney, in Dayton, waiting to show us the meaning of Easter.